Hi, this is Tanya. And this was a surprise. I wasn't expecting coming on, and then I've just been told that I have to come on. So here I am. So I'll wait a couple of minutes, see if anybody will come on or whether they're all doing their solstice. What is it? Solstice ceremonies, solstice blessings. And this is what I want to send in this message. So like I say, I'm waiting a couple of minutes and then I will start. There's people starting to come in now. Great, because people are still not getting notifications. So please make sure that bell's on so that you will be notified when I come on live. So there's a couple of little things I want to say first. This isn't going to be a full-on reading like how I normally do them, but there are some things I feel that are going to come out. I don't know what they are yet. Hi, Liz. Hi. Like I say, there's people coming on now. So first of all, hey, Angelica. So first of all, I didn't want you to miss out. Okay, so that is one of the reasons that I'm here. I was called this morning. I've mentioned that I was opening a tarot school. There are many people over the years that have asked me to teach them tarot. Now, I teach it, but I usually teach it to teachers and healers and people with a knowledge of it already, or with some sort of knowledge of esoteric practices and things like that. And then I feel the way the world is at this moment, that it is going to be a guide for so many people. So I was called to open it up to the public. And then when I woke up this morning, they said, you're going to put a special on. So it is a very, very cheap price. And it's this price for the next 72 hours. It will change prices on Friday. Just a little bit about what the course entails. It will be an 18-week course. It's 2 courses put together. So it's the Minor Arcana, the Fool's Journey, and the Journey within the Journeys. It's the 2 of them put together. Hey, Sherry. And this is going to be for 18 weeks. It will be 2 hours per week. So each lesson will be 2 hours. They will be live. This isn't a digital download or anything like that. They will be live. It will be me and whoever wants to join us on there. Don't worry if it's in a different time zone or you can't commit to the full 18 weeks, because once the lesson has been done, it will then be uploaded onto the school platform, okay, which you will have access to for the full duration of the 18 weeks. So if you miss a class, don't worry. Also, I will be there to answer questions, any questions that arise. I will be able to do it in live time. But if you can't make a particular lesson, or you can't make them because of time differences, then please just email me any questions that you have, and I will be able to address them in the following week. Now, whenever I've taught this, and especially in a group, it is almost always so much fun. Okay, I mean, you know how I read, and I just let it flow, and I let the cards talk as well. So whether you want to learn tarot just for self-development, whether you want to do it for to read for others, or whether you already have a knowledge of tarot or you're just curious about tarot, this is for all ages. Oh, sorry about that. This is for all kind of, it doesn't matter where you're at with the tarot. I teach in a very different way to a lot of other teachers. And if you like the Love Buddha way, then that is exactly what you get. But I know that you will go on a personal journey within this. And I know by the end of it, there will be a lot more wisdom and a lot more knowledge and a lot more confidence in confidently reading the cards. Okay, so that's it. This isn't about sales, but I didn't want you to miss out. And it is only available for, well, it's not. The course is available over that, but for this price, it's very, very cheap. I mean, this is working out like less than minimum wage an hour for actually buying it. You know, I mean, it's crazy. But that was what I was called to do, and that is what I'm doing. So I would love to see you there. I have put the link below in the description. So if you just click on that link before Friday, you'll be able to get through and get the discount price, the summer solstice price. And like I say, I can't even speak tonight because I wasn't expecting coming on. So that's enough about that. As Forrest Gump says, that's all I've got to say about that. But if anybody does have any questions about it, then please let me know. You know, this isn't a full-on reading, although I am going to read a little bit and get some of the stuff that's coming through. But this is just to celebrate the solstice and, like I say, to make sure that you did get the offer that everybody else has gotten today. So, how's everybody feeling? We are in very strange times, okay? I've been getting a lot of messages through and a lot of guidance. Now, one of the things that I've been told is that it isn't going back. You know, this is how we're having to get used to this. Everything is going to be extremes. You know, it's extremes. It's like boom, boom, you know, all of the time. And this is what we're going to have to get used to and to navigate. Now, when I say extremes, that doesn't mean that they're going to be bad, but it's very different energy that we are going to have to kind of get used to and learn how to navigate through it. The way I am feeling at this moment in time, and especially even, you know, my life at the minute is, oh, what's the word for it? What's the word for it? I think the one word I could say is like fucking insane. You know, that's 2 words, but it took 2. It is absolutely insane. I am moving again this week. I don't know where I'm moving to. I'm looking at house sits, I'm looking at projects, you know, there's people been sending me stuff and I literally have not stopped. So I haven't had a chance to proper go through them, to feel into them and things like that. So I am having to trust, okay, my trusted methods whenever I'm tapping into spirit, right? Okay, tell me where to go. And they're going, you should know. So the way I'm finding this energy at this moment, and hopefully by me explaining this, it might make some sense to you, is that it's like we're not on our own, okay? We are not on our own. I don't want you to feel that at all. We are supported, and if need be, they will come in, okay? But can you remember when you learned to ride a bike when you were young? And you would get on the bike and you had the stabilizers on it and you couldn't fall off it because the stabilizers kept it stable. And then whoever taught you to ride a bike, they would be behind you. The stabilizers would come off and they would hold the seat while you were going. It was my granddad that taught me how to ride a bike, so I love that image. And then all of a sudden you're going and you get it, and then you turn around and they're not there. And it's like, whoa, and that's when the wobble comes, and you've got to do everything you can to try and steady them handlebars. Does that make sense? Because that is exactly how the world is at this moment. You know, we are having to steady ourselves without stabilizers. So the thing is, nothing is going to be thrown at us that we haven't already been trained for. Excuse me, I'm really going to sneeze. Sorry, I'm just thinking that when I was in Ibiza a couple of weeks ago, my friend I was staying with, Diedrich, I sneezed, and he was like, "My God, you've got such a cute sneeze," and he's a musician. And then he started to sing this song and just go in this thing, and it was all about my achoo song, and it was really cool. I've got videos of it. So sorry, that's just when I sneezed there, it reminded me of that. So so yes, this is where we're at in the world. But like I say, we have been in training for anything that is going to be presented to us. We might not have put that training to use, but we have had the training to do it, if that makes sense. And Today, I just want to celebrate today a little bit. I mean, like I say, it's the summer solstice. If you're this way, if you're that way, it's the winter. But in the summer solstice, this is what I'm going to focus on. This is where I feel the energy is going. Is we This is the day of light, okay? Nighttime is the shortest tonight. The darkness is the shortest. Now, I can say quite with certainty, I would say, that this past month or 2 months, maybe even this year so far, a majority of us, okay, a majority of us have been faced with either some or all of our shadows, okay? It hasn't been easy. It's been painful. It's been uncomfortable. It's been, oh, kind of like, even wanting to leave the body kind of uncomfortable, where it's like, I can't deal with this, but we've had to sit with it. We've had to sit, in this darkness and in the shadows. Now, today is a little bit of relief, okay? Our light is now stronger than our shadow at this moment. This is saying to us, okay, we're getting a glimpse of how powerful we can be. If you think this is the sun's highest point, and the sun is, this is where our power is, our sun sign. This is what they say where the sun was when we were born. So the sun is power, okay? I believe, and many scientists will dismiss me with this, but I believe that we as human beings are solar powered. Okay. I do believe it. We feel better when the sun is shining. We feel more energized. We want to do more things, and this is it. It's like solar powered. So this is a chance for us today to really sit, to realize that the shadows that we have seen have taught us areas that we need to work on, okay? But by tuning into this energy tonight, maybe lighting a candle. I've got my candles lit. I lit the candles for, the north, south, east, and west, and it's like this is a time to honor the earth, to get grounded as well, okay? Not it's almost like we're coming up from the underworld and we're finding our balance here, and suddenly the sun is shining and we're like, oh, my God, such a relief. I got the image there of Persephone. Although Persephone did want to go back to the underworld, and I understand why, but this is when we can stand and feel that sun on our face. The flowers are blooming. Things are looking brighter. There's color around as well. And even if there are still dark patches within ourselves, dark shadows that we haven't transmuted yet, this sun and this solstice is saying to us that this is a time when we can start to see and start to feel our power again. It's like the light is coming brighter again. It's no longer flickering or going out. I remember when they showed me there, and I don't know why they've shown me that, but when I was young, we used to have a caravan up on the Northumberland coast, and God, it's my favorite place, a place called Warkworth. And funny enough, the message that was coming up there was, I'm meant to be going up there tomorrow night. I don't know whether I am. That was the call that came through. But we used to have the caravan at the time had no electricity or anything. It was the little gas mantles, and we would watch TV on. It was attached to a car battery. We used to put the like jump leads on, and it was attached to that. And as the battery would like die down, the TV screen would get smaller. Not the screen, but the image on the screen would get smaller. So as kids, we used to have to move up to the telly. And this is what I feel is happening. That screen is appearing again. It might be smaller, but as we get recharged and as we get recharged again, and use this power of the sun over the next couple of days, I feel the bigger picture is going to get clearer. That's what they're showing me there. So that's amazing. So this is it, tap into, you might feel tired. I'm sitting here absolutely exhausted, like absolutely exhausted. I don't know. I was meant to write an email and I couldn't even write the email. It was like, no, but it's not exhausted with despair, like it's been the last couple of weeks. It's I'm exhausted and it's like, right, I need to plug in and I need to recharge. And this is what this energy tonight is giving us, okay? A chance to recharge, to look at our shadows and say, we've seen the worst of them, okay? We've seen the worst of them. Now it's about building our energy again. I'm trying to see if there's anything else they're wanting me to say with this. They're saying enjoy it, enjoy it. This is a time for rest, I mean, it's like, if your phone dies, your phone battery dies, you've got to plug it in and it doesn't, there might be power getting to it, but it doesn't have full charge straight away. So this is what it's saying, like, don't expect it to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to jump up and, do exactly like I used to do, because that isn't going to happen, okay? But what they're saying to me there, which is really interesting, is when we have full charge again, okay, which I do feel over the Tuesday they're saying, we're going to be a lot more careful with our energy, okay, where we spend our energy. Is that going to drain me a lot or is that not? Okay, is that going to recharge me? Is that going to drain me? I don't know what's happening with this screen. It's going very strange. And the charge has come off it for some reason. So sorry, I am going to plug this in. I might have to move. No. Wow. Interesting. So this is it. We're needing to plug in because otherwise the image goes. So does that make sense? Yeah. So this is this energy. So like I say, be very careful of where your energy is going afterwards, because there is not at this moment in time an infinite supply of it, okay? It's not as easy to recharge as it was in the past, because the energy is pretty heavy. So pretty heavy. So we're having to, like really conserve our energy. You remember, I don't know why they're talking about the 70s, probably because there's a bloody recession. Do you know what I mean? And Kate Bush is number one. That's probably why in the UK, 70s, 80s time. But what was I going to say? It's completely gone there. Completely gone. Right. Okay. They put me on a thing there. I don't know. The 70s, that was it. And, when we used to have power cuts, okay, I don't know if any of you can remember that, but when they had the power cuts, what we would do is, we would light candles and we would play cards and things like that. There was actually a baby boom as well during power cuts. So people were connecting in different ways to what they do when we have so much. It's like an infinite supply of power. We have the TV on, the radio in the other room, the all the lights, and all of that. It's not needed. It's too much. So what we need to do is conserve this energy. So when we have it, we are appreciating it a lot more. And when there are times when it was darker, know that that is a time when we need to connect and to create. Now, they're talking about creation here as well, that this is a perfect time to create, a perfect time to create the future that you want. And also to question, will that drain me? Will I have the energy to be able to do that? Am I powerful enough to do that? And I feel the answer to all of this is yes. And this is where our power is could be coming into question as well at this moment, but this is about knowing your worth. This is about, knowing how powerful you are, not letting anybody else, like kind of diminish it. Um, what I want to say this, and this is in no bad way that I'm coming up with this, is be careful of others' projections and how they are put onto us, okay? Because remember, projection is the dark, shining through the light, and you get the movie. And a lot of times that we can trigger things in other people. Okay, now I love a trigger. I always say a trigger shows you exactly where you need to heal. But when people are putting their stuff onto you, you might have stirred something within them, and then they come at you and go da, 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 and then they put their stuff on there. And this has happened quite a few times this last week, where I've had to go, no, I'm sorry, that's yours, please don't take it on. And I know that this is coming from a loving place with people. People are saying they're concerned about me because I'm vulnerable, and yes, I am at the moment. There's a lot of shit going on, but I don't want anybody to be in fear for me. I don't want anybody to send me healing, because again, that is without my permission. If anybody wants to, offers to heal me, they ask my permission first, because I am not accepting anything else but love in this moment. And even if somebody is saying to me, oh, I'm sending you healing, then it's like, no, that's because you feel I need it. It might be coming from a loving place, but it is not a place that I have asked for. It is not the love that I want to receive. It's what you think is best for me. And everybody knows, when we look at all of these people that tell us how we should live our lives and things like that, they're coming from their own idea of what is important or what is success or what we need. Now, the thing within any sort of, if somebody's going through trouble or whatever, don't tell them what they need. Ask them. Okay? That is a thing that not many people do. What do you need? How can I best support you at this moment in time? Because if we can just tell them, you need to do this and you need to do that or whatever, it's not productive. Okay? And usually when we're going through something like that, it's not what we want to hear. So everybody's wasting their breath and wasting their energy. So be aware of projections, because this is other people putting their stuff onto you. Okay, and you don't have to pick that up. You don't have to carry it. It's just nicely, thank you so much, I appreciate it, but you take that back. I'll do me, you do you, kind of thing. So again, that is standing in our power, not by being aggressive or whatever, but it is actually like protecting our space. Okay, and this is what we need to do: protect our energy, protect our space, and protect what goes into our mind. Okay, what is so important at this moment in time is to be the gatekeeper of our mind. We all have our shadows there. We all have our fears here, okay, at this moment in time. And they're powerful things, but we haven't got room in our head for other people's. And my daughter was in the park once, and there was two kids playing. She told me, I love this story. And there was two kids playing, and they were about 6 or something. And one of them turned to the other one and they said, will you please stop talking? I have enough stories in my head without having to listen to yours. And I think that's exactly what it is, because if we are surrounded by fear or worry or things like that, it is going to rub off on us, okay? And it is a hard job at the minute, just sometimes even raising a smile, okay? So notice, does the energy go down? It's like that light going out, or does that energy lift you up? And try and be where it lifts you up, because it's almost like a concertina I'm doing there. Are we down? Are we up? And really check in. a couple of times a day and check ourselves. Okay, where are we at? Is this lifting my vibration? Is this lowering my vibration? Okay, so that again is to do with light. So has anybody got any questions on that? I'm gonna do these because, like I say, I'm really, really tired. Really tired. And the card that fell out is the Three of Emotions. Okay, now the Three of Emotions. This is about connections, as well, connections. And this is saying that, as I've just said, this is about, being careful about, who we're spending our time with, where our time is going. Is this a place of strength and support? Um, and is this a solid foundation that we have? Because these are all elements of love. Like people can say, well, you're doing this, you're doing that, blah blah blah. Yeah, but I'm only doing this because I love you. Like, no, that's not love. Because usually if something's not going wrong or we're vulnerable, we're usually not giving ourselves a good, like, kind of pep talk anyway. We're usually going in that shadow, and you're stupid, you're useless, why are you doing this? And then for somebody else to come and tell us where we fucked up, doesn't really help. So what it's saying here is, be around people that go, yeah, maybe you might be struggling now. You might not have done things to the best of your ability, but you can try harder, or you can get there. Look at all the things that you've done. There is an African tribe, and whenever somebody in the village does something that they're ashamed of or wrong or bad, rather than give this person, like telling them and making them feel worse, what they do is they get the whole tribe to sit around, and every single one of them has to sit. This guy is in the middle, guy, girl, whatever, sitting in the middle, and every single one of the tribe needs to tell him something good that he's done that they remember. Because we all mess up at times, or we all could have done things differently. But to me, it's all part of the experience. And the more people are saying to us, oh, well, you should have done that. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm at that bridge that I said I was going to cross when I came to it. And it's like, oh God, I'm there. And I hate bridges. So, this is it. We don't need that. So what this is saying is really important to bring in with this solstice energy, is that there are people who are around us who are strong and who see our strengths. There are people who are around us who are emotional and feel our emotions. There are people who are around us who are a steady footing, and we can steady them as well. That is love. That's what they're saying. This is where we will shine bright, and this is what we're meant to do. This is a time to rise and shine with this solar eclipse. And this is where we will come into harmony. Okay, if we are in disharmony, it's usually because we are in our head, or we are in and listening to the thoughts or replaying the thoughts of others that have told us in the past that we are less than. Okay, and what this is saying is we need to be patient with ourselves. We are only simple humans. We're just learning this human experience. We cannot get it right all of the time. And nobody else has walked our path. They might think they have, but they have their own wounds. Do not let other people bleed on you with their wounds. Okay? This is about being around people who know your worth, and people who show you your worth when you are doubting it. Okay? Because that is what's going to hold you back. They're asking you now to take that leap of faith. This is a chance of healing. Okay, this is a chance of rebirth. You're almost there. We're in this birth canal at this moment in time. Okay, and we don't know where we're going. We just know we're going somewhere. And it's like we're building this momentum and building this momentum and building this momentum, you know, where we can actually then go, right, okay, there is that cliff. I'm going to be the fool. I'm going to jump off that cliff and I'm going to fly. Okay, I'm not going to fall, because this is all part of our awakening. Okay, this is the changes that are coming through. Okay, this is where we're going to see through illusions. Look at this beautiful card. What I love that. It's there you go. When we push that dark aside, there is light there. Might not be much light, but there is always light there. And what we need to do is to rest, recuperate, regenerate, so that our hearts can guide us back home. They're saying there. Oh, I've just got a huge wave of emotion when they've said that. We're coming into Cancer season, okay? Wow. Oh, God, they got me there. We're coming into Cancer season, okay? This is it. And Cancer is connected to the mother energy. It's caring, it's nurturing, okay? What is it you need? What is it you need at this moment in time? Because it's almost like Mother Nature wants to give this to you. I want to say here, and I this is really strange. You know, when I don't know if you've ever seen this, but when somebody has been in prison or something like that, when they come out, they have like we used to call it the prison pallor, you know, where they're really white because they haven't seen much daylight and they haven't seen sun. And what I'm getting here is it's almost like Mother Nature is wanting to take our hand and put us back into the daylight. You know, she wants to say to us, okay, what hurts? Show me where it hurts. Okay, this is it. Not like, well, it shouldn't hurt or it this or it whatever. It's not about that. It's show me, tell me where it hurts. Because when you share it, you know, this is when we can actually heal it. This isn't about going forward and pushing and going forward. This is about our allowing our heart to open and being receptive to any help, you know, or guidance that is there, that is coming from that place of love, and that is going to help us forge that path into our future. Okay, because at this moment we can't see it. We're looking for this place of home. And the thing is, and this is a sad realization, we will never find home until we find it within ourselves. Okay? And until we step away from that which isn't home. Now everybody says they're looking for home, and what you've got to look at is how many homes were beautiful and calm and harmonious, because I don't feel there were many. There were, you know, even if there wasn't shouting and fighting, there was underlying stuff. You know, this is how we're all in a process of healing. So that's it. We long for this place of home. Yeah. Is it real what we're thinking of? Or is it just this ideal thing that we've put up in our mind? You know, like somewhere over the rainbow, you know, there's a place that I heard of once in a lullaby. That's it. Because a lot of times we can make our dreams or make our ideas of the past better or worse than what they were. So what this is saying is like, I'm getting the song there, the windmills of the mind, I feel. So this is it. It's about letting them go, letting these old stories go, okay? Using this nourishing energy that's coming in with this Cancer moon to allow it to penetrate where we need it, to give love, to give care, to give nurture, to actually even give that to ourselves and allow ourselves to accept it. This is when we are going to kind of be in the creation. We can look at the past, you know, but then we can let it go. It's like petals in the wind, they're saying. I don't know what that means, you know, when we can fully look at the past with a neutrality, and it no longer causes the pain or the heaviness that we have carried with us for so long, when we realize that what we have experienced may have been heavy, but it taught us a lot, when we can harmonize and balance our shadow and our light, this is when we can start to move away to this future that is no longer built on our own stories, old stories, sorry. And this is where Spirit are saying that is where they'll step in. Okay, so we have work to do ourselves. We have to open up to all of our emotions. That is where we will begin to shine brightest. This is when we will become the star of the show in our own story, rather than focusing on the villains of the story in the past. So yeah, this is it. We're not losing anything. We're gaining so much wisdom with this. And this is where our fire is going to be lit. So yeah, this is the legacy that we're going to leave. So there is security in everything at the end of it. Whatever's going on now, everything is going to be rolled out by, I feel, October. And this solstice, I hope this message has landed where it needed to land today. I feel I've got something from it. I'm going to have to listen to it back. But yeah, I hope that makes sense to people. This is where we are taking control back. We are starting to shine, and we are realizing how powerful we are. It's like the underdog, in stories. And then suddenly, like Rocky, when he comes back and he's fighting, this is about us, but we're going to fight in a very different way to how we fought in the past. And yeah, this is, fight by not engaging. I said that to a dear friend of mine last night. We were on the phone for about 3 hours, and they're going through so much shit. I mean, like, so much, but we laughed last night on the phone at like how absurd this is. And and it's just like, I don't know, when you can see the meaning, when you can see the reason, when you can see what it is that you're learning from each and every episode or experience that you're getting, you can then like move forward with it. Okay, so yeah, I feel that's all I have to say about that. So does anybody have any questions or anything before I go, because I am going to go soon, and pack. Yeah, it's like, I'm like, oh God, my books, what am I going to do with my books? What am I going to? And I realize the more things I've got, the more space it takes up. So nobody's there. No. Nobody wants to speak. Okay then, well, I'll end to the people that are here that weren't here at the beginning. Just to let you know, the link is downstairs. The link is below in the descriptions. I will post it on here as well. I have opened up my tarot school, and for the next 72 hours it is at a ridiculous price. I mean, like, literally ridiculous. My accountant is going to go so berserk with me, but what happened was, I was right. I was told you put a discount on it. And then when I went to put the discount in, I put another discount on. And I was just like, you know what? That's obviously how it's meant to be, So yeah, I left it. Oh, you enrolled? Oh, great, Lisa. It'll be so much fun. It really will. You are having a difficult moment. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you for coming here. And yeah, look at your name. It's new dawn. This is what's coming. So, take in this energy tonight, and then, tomorrow morning, see if you feel a bit better. This is flipping that switch. This is it, and this is what this solstice is coming into to help us with, I feel. Yeah, I feel good night, Irene. How do you deal with estranged children? It's the past and the present. Yes, it is. And I can understand. I can't empathize. There has been times when I could empathize with that, but not fully. And so I am not the best to advise on that. But I believe that, as souls, we come to learn whatever we have. And if we have already, or you have already given them the lessons that they need, and they have to be away from you in order to fulfill those lessons, it's like the mother bird putting the children from out of the nest. It's knowing that they are on their journey, and knowing that the bond between a mother and child, even if it isn't good on this plane, it was chosen by both of you to come down and learn what it was. So although it is hard, it's, I would say, let it go with love. See that in some crazy way that this is how the love is playing out. And also, I would practice the Ho'oponopono on it, whether it's every day or at least once a week, okay? Just to try and come to some peace. Now, I know that might sound like absolute bullshit, but that is what is coming. It's almost like we give them life, and that doesn't always mean that they are meant to be in our life, okay? It's like sometimes they go so far away, but we are still their parent. There is still that motherly energy there, okay? So try not to get too caught up in your head. It's like people come, people go. You can just let them. And as a parent, I feel all we can do is love them, and that's hard. That's hard. But by forgiving whatever they've done as well, that's not condoning it, but it's saying that we deserve to not live with that emotion as well. And this is also for people who don't have the perfect parents as well. That's big thing going on in my life at the moment regarding parenting. And I'm at that point where it's like, people can only ever meet you where they're at, and has been some upsetting things happen, but I am no longer upset in the way that I used to get, because now I have let go that it's, that is, they're people. They're people, and my idea of what I need from them or how I want them to be, again, is my projection, like I spoke about in the front. They're not. They cannot be. They're on their path, and I haven't walked in their shoes in the same way that they haven't walked in mine. So this is where we're kind of locating the pain, feeling the pain, but allowing this light and this power to penetrate that place where the pain has lived for so long. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope it gives some solace. I mean, that came from a loving place with that as well, so I hope that makes sense there. Good night, Irene. I always think of my grandma when your name comes on. Her name was Irene, and that was her song when she was drunk. Either that or "Come on, Eileen." She used to sing. But yeah, it's So I'm sending love to all who need it at this moment, okay? Because that is something that we do all need, hugely, hugely. And please don't accept anything that isn't love. And if somebody is saying it's love, but it hurts you, then know that that is not love, okay? Love will heal you, not hurt you. If it's hurting, in that type of way, then please don't see it as love, or don't accept it as that. You know, it's like, no, this is all I'll accept today. Send that, return that to sender. So have an absolutely amazing summer solstice. And know that things are getting a little bit better. They really are. I feel it. I feel it in here. It's so nice to not feel that anger, that fight, that, everything. Like I'm having Pluto square in my moon, and I'm having this Saturn transit in my fourth, and it's like I want my mom. I really do. But then I know she would drive me nuts if she was here as well. So yeah, Levy, it even as adults, and even when we're parents ourselves, we still have that little bit that want to be parents. We want that parent. We're still that little child somewhere. And it's hard going, but realizing that you're on your own is such a tough thing to deal with, but it's beautiful as well, because then what anybody brings, you can choose to accept it or not. If we have expectations, then we're usually going to get let down in some way. So when we have none, and when we're fulfilling our own needs and caring and nurturing for ourselves as being the parent that we wanted, being the adult that we needed, when we're doing that to ourselves, that is when we can accept these people and accept that them not being what we wanted us to be has allowed us to develop qualities we would have never had. Does that make sense? There's all a bigger picture, and when we get up there and we see it played out and we go, right, okay, I get that. And that's the reason we choose our parents. And that's why it's not always what we wanted, but it's exactly what we needed. And that is love on the deepest level. So, boom. I'll end on that one. So, okay, have a fabulous solstice. I would love to see some of you on this journey. Like I say, it's going to be, a walk through the major, the minor. It's going to bring stuff up for everybody on it as well. It's going to confront you with your own stuff. You're going to learn on it. It's just fantastic. I love the Fool's Journey. If I could have my whole work as teaching this all of the time, then that's what I would do. So I'm really, really excited for this, and I would love to see some of you there. This is a beautiful community that we have on here. Let's all get together, and have that community there, because it's the energetics of everybody involved as well that makes it what it is. So if you're feeling called for it, okay, this is a time of great divine timing and synchronicity as well, and let's get that group together and see what happens and where it goes afterwards, because this has been very much pushed to me by spirit, and I feel there is something that can come from this. Okay, so I'm sending you so much love. Sat now.